they gave up. No one who's 21 who's decided they're just going to post pictures of themselves in bikinis who still has a living mother and father is trying. I think it's a fair
thought this. Sorry about the heat. The air guy is coming right now. It should be on any time. If we can just not draw attention to it, that'd
All right.
be awesome.
How's my hair? That's all that's really important.
Tell that to my forehead.
Okay, so we wanted to start on time. And I'm trying to get. Looks fantastic. Oh my god.
I know I have bangs for the first time in several years. She talked me into it. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I'm in junior high again.
A little with me. On the
Watch out the wine there.
your angle, just a little bit forward.
Can you hold that for a second?
Yeah.
Where am I going? This way?
Oh,
Where did she want me?
Forward.
there's no ties?
Just straight forward or angled
Yeah.
forward?
So forward. Make sure you're not on the. Make sure you're not on the wire. Yeah. She just wants you more ahead of me.
Didn't come prepared to be seen.
Well, then, I don't
Make sure you get yourself off the wire there.
tie them at the base. I know there's
It's
no
not on the wire.
It
Oh,
is,
the mic
yeah.
is, yeah. I thought you meant the chair. Favorite Flappers moments?
Okay, so anyway, we're gonna wing it, but it's all about birthday. If we wanted, does everyone want to do a little stand-up up front?
I could do a couple minutes. Okay.
I don't really have anything ready, but I'll
Hi.
do a couple of jokes and then you know what I'll do? Let's do it this way. I'll just start it and then I'll say welcome to our birthday weekend and then I'll say what we're talking about today and then I'll introduce. Let me go down the line and introduce my my co-hosts, my friends, and then you do a couple jokes, and then you introduce Paul, or unless you want me to do it.
Your call. Whatever you
Tag
wanna do.
team the opening is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
I'll start Joshua, my co-host, and then when you're done,
Da 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 da. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Paul Moomjean, our site director.
Yeah. And our regional doctor, Dr. Laura,
Wine representative.
our
Did
wine
you hear
representative.
what we're doing, Laura? So just one or two jokes.
Okay.
Not a lot. Just very conversational. Let's be the view. Here we are. Right?
Yeah. It's 5:02.
Okay. I know. All right, Ray. I think we're ready. And by the way, don't worry if you can hear yourself.
Sorry, I
in the
didn't mean to
mic.
send this to you. I was copying it so I'd have it ready.
Oh, William.
Yes.
Can you turn on this TV so we can see?
It's on Facebook Live, right?
All four TVs.
I want to repost it.
So guys, what you're seeing on that TV in front of us is what's behind us.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
you don't have to look behind.
I don't see a TV
I
in
know,
front of us.
she's turning it on. I'm
Okay.
teaching them, remember?
Okay, I was like, I might.
Today is
I thought
education.
really my eyesight had really gone to shit.
And we're going to try to finish. You have to do it manually. Stand on there. And it's on the right-hand side. Right side.
Hi, Ray.
Perfect. Somebody lost the remote, I guess. Today we're not going to fuck with Ray a lot, but tomorrow in the future we can ask him to pull up stuff for us and stuff like
great.
that. That's what we're trying to get to a better level of production here. Okay. Are we ready?
We're
Yep.
ready.
Let's do this. Who's monitoring the Facebook comments?
I can. I'm waiting for it to go up live on Facebook. It's Flappcast.
We'll watch. When the red light's on, here we go.
Okay.
Ding! Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Flappcast. Guess what? We're actually all here live in the studio. I mean, the club. Now I'm calling it a studio because there's no one here, but all of you watching us out there. I wanted to say happy birthday to Flappers Comedy Club and Restaurant. We are officially 10 years old.
Woohoo!
And apparently COVID is what happens when you turn 10. So, I mean, I thought it was when you turned 19. All right, well, don't worry. Oh, thank you for the support. Well, The Dysfunctional View. I'm Barbara Holiday, your host, and of course, next to me here is my co-host and booker for Flappers Comedy, Mr. Joshua Snyder.
Hi, hello everybody. Hi, hello.
Where's your
so
wine?
I don't drink because I want to be sober during this process. It's the Jewish, the Jewishness. I need to. If there's not enough suffering, we don't do well. So we're thriving in this environment right now. Here's my life right now. 2 weeks ago, walked up to my landlady. I said, "Hey, there's no hot water," and she said, "Yeah, I noticed that too."
And then you poured it on her, right?
No, because there was no hot water on which to pour her.
So you're taking cold showers every day?
I can take the lukewarm shower, but here's how. In order to get the lukewarm water, I have to stand in the shower with the water on and flush the toilet consistently. Basically, I have to prime my own shower.
Oh wow!
And then in that way, I can take a lukewarm shower, and the rest of, and if that doesn't work, I get the lukewarm water with my tears. That's how I handle the rest of it.
Okay, is this why you're not having sex because you're taking cold showers every day, or you're taking cold
First of
showers
all,
because
how do
you're
you
not
know that I'm not having sex?
Okay.
There's not a horse in the race there.
Good to see you again, Josh
Yes.
Snyder.
All right. Perfect. Now I would like to introduce our brilliant comedian and our Flappers University site director, Mr. Paul Douglas Moomjee.
Thank you. 10 years old. If Epstein was alive, he would have come here. Oh.
Yeah,
But he didn't kill himself. I don't know if you guys heard or not, but there's some places not following COVID guidelines, primarily churches. Because there's no Bible verse that ever says respect the law. Actually, that's like all of the Old Testament and most of the New. But I digress. One of the churches in particular put 3,000 people in their actual inside building.
No way.
No masks, no social distancing. And then they got, the city came after them. They went to court. Some judge said, look, if they socially distance, they can do what they want to do because there's a freedom of religion. And so they said, great. And then they kept 3,000 people in the building. So the city now has said, you know what, if you're not going to follow the rules, even though you embarrassed us, they took their parking lot away. The city owned the parking lot. And so they took away the parking lot, so now they have nowhere to park. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that one of the social groups at that particular church, I will not name it, but that particular church.
Burbank Presbyterian.
No, it's not Burbank Presbyterian.
Burbank Lutheran.
This very conservative Christian church, which I know many people who've gone to, lovely people, but the pastoral staff is a little judgmental. I'm really hoping that one of the social groups, like the LGBTQ groups, buy the parking lot. GT.
Oh well, then we know it's not Presbyterian or Lutheran.
No.
We gotta be born again.
Q, questioning. LGBT, yeah, and Q.
So it's the new.
LGBTQ.
Let him make the point.
My point is, I'm hoping that they buy the parking lot. And then I hope they charge all of the members of the church $20 to park their cars every Sunday.
I see.
And then that goes into something that the church would be completely against. And I hope that in the movie of our life, that becomes the third act.
So, it's interesting that parking lots are now making more money than minimum wage employees or anyone else. I mean, do you know the value of a parking spot right now? People are doing drive-ins, and I'm upset about the parking lot right now. It's not going well for me.
What we should do is just cone it off. What are they going to do? If anyone comes near you, Barb, just cough.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But we're all quarantined together, stuck in this club together. Okay, so Paul, who's next to you? Come on. You introduce that lovely lady who now has bangs. Look
She
at
is
that.
our regional doctor and wine connoisseur. Give it up for Dr. Laura Hayden.
Yay, me!
What do you bring?
I brought you a Burgundy, which means it's French. It's from Burgundy. It's a Pinot Noir. Burgundy in France means if it's red, it's generally always going to be a Pinot Noir. If it's white, it's going to be a Chardonnay. So just so you know that. But you now finish the story. I interrupted you. So now I know it's probably Baptist. That was a Baptist church, hardcore Baptist, kind that aren't allowed to dance. That you want the LGBTQ people to buy their parking lot.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have letter dyslexia in numbers as well. LGBTQ. Okay,
Barb,
so
tell them again.
uh,
LGBTQ.
questioning?
I think you went out of
Curious?
order.
You went
How
out
much
of order,
wine have
Barb.
you had already?
Barb,
Did I?
you
There's-
went out of order. After yelling at me, you went
I-
out of order.
I was texting
I-
about
No
our
COVID, no
microphones.
I I actually think, Paul, that we need to start the Church of Costco, and that way there's always free
Yes.
parking, and that way who doesn't want to come worship? Well, the more people go there on Sunday anyhow, and who does?
Plus, we can get a hot dog.
And who?
there.
I know you get the Body of Christ burrito if you want to take the sacrament. I would come see a baptism in a vat of nacho cheese. Now I think that would be a draw. Like I think people would come to see a baptism, and you put the coffins by the exit. You pray to the Holy Ghost for a short line, and I'm telling you, the Church of Costco, it's the way to go. Combined services, that's what we have to do now.
Yes. In Kirkland, we trust.
So I didn't mean to be looking at my phone, but
I'm trying to
who's in charge of the Facebook
I'm trying to.
comments today?
I haven't seen that we're up yet. Okay, that's not
We
us.
might be behind. So anyway, Josh is going to
Let me
check.
see if I
Josh
can
is
find
going to keep an eye on our Facebook comments. So what we're doing today, I apologize if there's any technical difficulties, but we are training some new staff on helping us live stream so we can get back here on stage, and we're going to be starting this Saturday actually with Hal Sparks
Woohoo!
doing a live production, live streaming event. Hal Sparks will be right here for our birthday weekend, and he'll be performing his great comedy, and we're going to be live streaming it out, and there'll only be 10 people in the audience, so we'll have like a very limited audience, and very exciting. It's our first time doing that. So it's sort of a phase in.
You looked at me when you said first time,
Well,
so
yeah, I did.
That's
I
fine.
wanted to talk about our birthday weekend a little bit because who likes birthdays here?
I don't. I stopped.
I like other people's birthdays.
Yeah.
I'm okay with birthdays. They don't bother me. I have the huge advantage of no one thinking I'm as old as I actually am. So I'm fine with it. You know, like I got friends who are like 38, 37, and they look 46. And they people go, "Oh, happy 50th." And they're like, "I'm turning 38." So I'm fine. I actually am fine with my birthdays. Also, I don't think I've had a birthday party since 5th grade. So I'm, you know.
You know what I hate?
What do
Balloons.
you hate? Wait, what?
Yes.
Look, we have them right here, and they're tied to our legs.
Why do you hate balloons?
Why do I hate balloons? Because what's
He also hates breasts.
He hates balloons and
Even-
now breasts I don't hate. Breasts are fine.
Even I don't know for a fact, but my understanding is even people from the LGBTQ. Did I get all the letters? I understand pretty much everybody in that whole acronym likes breasts as well. So everybody
yes.
everybody likes breasts.
but I would bet you that some of them hate balloons as much as I do.
Yes.
cheers to breasts.
Yeah, to breasts.
to breast.
Laura, tell us about this wine you brought.
I-
You said it's a
It's
Burgundy.
it's a Burgundy, so it's a French Pinot Noir.
But what's the name of it?
Something
She doesn't
French.
remember. Oh, something French? So Laura, aren't you selling wine?
am. I just delivered some. That's why I had some in my car.
Great.
It is Burgundy Pinot Noir. It's actually Les Alacines. So there you go. 2008.
Do you know what that means?
Oh wow.
Means I hate balloons.
How much is that bottle?
If you buy it from me and I deliver it to you, it's about $22. If you buy it online, it's going to be about $30.
Wait a minute, I can buy it and you'll deliver it for $22.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Or you know what you're saying on Facebook.
Well, you know, you have to live in the greater Los Angeles area unless you want to pay for me to drive to Florida. Hint, hint. Then I will come to Florida.
Wow.
You pass it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
How would you describe the taste? I don't drink, so
No, I'm good. It's early.
is it earthy?
It is earthy. It's got some smoky notes to it. It
Did you
needs
say smoky nuts?
smoky nuts. It's got some smoky nuts to it.
That was my nickname in college.
That's how I like all my wine, smoky nuts.
You have a cigar and then a woman.
I must have an unsophisticated palate because I'm not sure I can tell the difference
It
between.
tastes like purple to you?
Yes, delicious.
No,
like between the Pinot Noir, the Merlot, and the Cab, and now a Burgundy.
well, you like Pinot. That's why I brought a Pinot.
Oh,
It's lighter. It's got a lot of fruit in the front. It's got a short finish. There's some
wait, you said
tannin
it was
in it.
Burgundy.
Yeah, Burgundy means French.
Pinot?
You know how Champagne can only be from the area of Champagne in France to be called Champagne? Burgundy can only be called Burgundy from Burgundy, and in Champagne, it's either Pinot Noir or Chardonnay grapes. In Burgundy, if you have a red, chances are it's a Burgundy. Unlike California, where we name it after the varietal, we don't name it after the varietal. We name it after the maker, and then the Cab, Pinot Noir, whatever. And you buy a wine in France, if you buy a Burgundy, you're buying a Pinot Noir. They name it after the region.
I did not know that.
Well,
that is crazy.
I saw Sideways 10 times. I did know that.
How am
Okay.
I raising my? No, they're ignoring my hand.
You're raising your hand. School's out, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
All right, here's what I want to know. Let's say you have a grapevine, right?
Uh-huh.
And it is growing right on the edge of Burgundy and whatever Burgundy's next to. Let's say Arvada.
What is Burgundy next to? Come on, look it up. Come on. We have Google right at our
Well,
hands.
I believe it's next to Rhone. So that's
Okay,
also.
so let's say one part of the vine is in Rhone and the other part of the vine is in Burgundy.
Ah.
Are you saying that they got a measuring tape and they're like, well, this one's technically on Rhone?
Well, the varietal would determine what it is. If it's grown in Burgundy, it means it's a Pinot Noir, or if it's white, it's Chardonnay. If you're growing grapes in Bordeaux,
no, if it's white, it's a Karen. But if it's if it's red,
At what point do
if
we
it's
sing-
red, it's a Trump.
At what point do we just sing Ebony and Ivory during the growing process?
no, because France, they categorize their wines different. We name it by who made it and then what the varietal is. Like, I want a Cab from Sonoma or Napa or whatever. In France, you're like, if you're drinking Champagne, it's from the region of Champagne, which means it's either Pinot Noir or Chardonnay. There's a couple other varietals that you've never heard of, so it doesn't matter. If you're drinking a Bordeaux from France, you're drinking a Meritage, a red blend that's with its left bank, it's Cab heavy. If it's right bank, you know that from Sideways, it's Merlot heavy, and then it has Petit Verdot, Cab Franc, Merlot. And there's 5 varietals in a Bordeaux.
So
Sometimes 6.
Why is it that when I talk to my French guy who sells wine, he just says, it does not matter, God is dead, and there is no meaning? Like, why does he say it that way?
Because then you'll want to buy more because it's
Oh,
just
okay.
depressing. But so if
And
drink-
you can't understand
If you're
him.
drinking a Côte d'Aron from France, you're drinking a combination of usually Syrah and Mauvert. So it depends on where, so Mauvert is actually in Burgundy as well. There's some overlap, but they name it by the regions. Italians are messy. They name it differently. They name it by both. But in the United States, we name the maker and the varietal, where they name it by the region.
So if you haven't been convinced by now, 10 minutes into our Flappcast episode, to buy wine from Laura Hayden, you're nuts. Listen to this knowledge.
Smoky nuts.
Yeah,
Smoky nuts.
Smoky nuts.
Paul,
so
why don't
Syrah, Grenache, and Mauvert. There we go. That's from Rhone. The Rhone
I
variety.
want to hear Paul's description of this wine,
Oh,
please.
okay.
Yes. You swish and swirl and sniff, right? Don't spit it back into the glass.
I am breathing it in, Barb.
I'm just making
I,
sure.
I
It
learned
looked like
this
you-
from a movie
Josh,
that
we
won all the Oscars except for Paul Giamatti because the Academy hates ugly people.
Okay, I like the way you're holding your glass too. It's like a kind of a 3-finger.
Yes.
Try not to
center.
do a Sharon
Have
Stone
you
on our
not
podcast.
seen the movie?
I
Who
ha-
here has seen Sideways?
I've
seen
seen
Sideways.
it. It was like,
It's yes.
can I say 20 years ago or 15?
2004.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So,
16 years ago.
okay. All right.
Someone's driving who was born that year.
Hey, you know what we should do, since COVID has been such an earth-shattering thing, maybe we should, that should be a reset. Like, maybe this should be year 0. Because we're always
I like
talking
it.
about how there's pre-COVID
Well, it
and
could be
post-COVID.
BC. It could be BC again.
Yeah.
Before COVID.
Yes,
BC.
exactly.
and AD after COVID.
2021 BC.
Yes.
And then after
Ooh.
COVID, AC and we're AC and BC.
I like that. Okay. Here comes Paul's description.
I would describe this wine as smoky.
Used.
It is. No. But it
Used
is.
already.
I know it's been used,
But
but
it's
lots
true.
of used things still have value, Barb.
Tobacco.
Okay.
It's actually
Okay?
tobacco.
Yes.
I would call it barbecue.
It is. It is. It's
Barbecue-y.
You know, it has kind of like a fruity musk. It's a fruity musk.
And that's very Pinot Noir.
That is a
Which
That's
is
what
also
she
the
said.
name of like 5 improv troops.
Yeah.
Who will be performing this Saturday?
Well, it's French, so it actually doesn't have as much punch you in the face fruit in front.
And I would say that upon tasting it, it's very dry, which I actually like in my wine. I like dry wine.
I think it's dry yet moist. What?
Okay.
Laura.
Also a name of another improv group, Dry Yet
Right.
Moist.
Yes.
I like how the
That's what
Flapcast
she
has become
said.
amateur wine night. I like this.
I love that the Flapcast logo has both of my shoes on it, and I wore that pair of shoes tonight.
You just
Yeah.
realize, Barb, all we're missing is painting right now. If we were just painting, and you ever go to those restaurants and you see like 20 women?
I still
I've
want
done
to do
it.
that.
You've
And,
done it? Yeah.
and one guy
I did
from
it
the
for my
LBGQ.
birthday last year.
One guy from the LQBGWXYZ.
We're gonna
group.
get in trouble if you keep messing that up.
Is that what's
Yes.
gonna happen?
Paul,
Yes.
please give respect to LGBT.
Okay.
Please, LGBTQ.
Okay.
It's LGBT or LGBTQ because we do believe in those and support
yes,
those
but none of us have
performances.
said it right all night.
No,
That's
I think
But-
I said it right.
but I
Did
think
you? Okay.
yes, we have said it right, and that's what happens when you give the site director wine.
No, that's what happens.
Who's taking his class tonight? I can't wait to hear.
No, there's no class tonight.
Oh, good. So, birthdays. Let's chat birthdays. It's our 10-year anniversary.
Woohoo!
What do we do on our birthday?
I've been at all 10 of them.
Yes.
Well, normally,
Right.
what we do is we do shows with free admission, and we invite all of our
The
Flappers
community.
favorites to come perform, and then we serve cake and champagne toast at the end.
To everybody, we give cake
So,
and champagne to
Are we
the
sending
community
every individual person a slice of cake?
in the
Laura
city
is
of
going to drive
Burbank.
to every single
I'm
house
driving to everybody's house and bringing cake
and champagne.
and
'cause you get-
champagne.
yes.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it.
It might take me till Christmas, but put your name down on my email. I'll swing on by. The champagne may be flat. I might have eaten the cake except for the frosting because I hate frosting. I only like cake. Does anybody else like?
What?
I know.
What?
You don't-
Wait,
are you
back
saying
the
you're-
fuck up?
She said she doesn't like the frosting.
I
huh?
don't like the frosting. I only like cake.
We're on Facebook. No cussing.
I never.
Wouldn't that be weird if people open up the little
Have you seen
boxes?
Facebook recently? No cussing? Really? Really?
Well,
Really?
we just
On
lost
the
our
platform that lost the last election. Great.
I don't like frosting.
Well, I don't know how.
Frosting is
stand
very
that.
good for you.
I.
Wait, what? I think
There
the
we go.
cake has more
Frosting
nutritional
Point
is
for Barb.
very good for you.
Barb is RTBB is already out.
So basically, Dr. Laura likes muffins. That's what we've learned. She's just a muffin fan.
Now, but the top too, or just the bottom of the muffin?
I'll eat the bottom and the top.
Unless there's no like creamy.
Barbara,
filling on
don't
the
say
top,
anything.
right?
I have so many comments.
I
but
actually
I'm trying
like
to be
the
mature.
middle part
today.
of the cake where they have like a decent frosting, usually ganache or some sort of whipped cream or fruit or something. I'll eat that part, but the frosting that's horrible buttercream made with lard, no. I'll eat the frosting I make. It's like fudge on top.
Well,
I'll eat
that's
that.
sort
all
of
right, so now
that's
this
very
is,
biased.
This is different. What
Yeah.
now? That this,
She'll eat the frosting.
I thought what you were saying is that you hated all frosting as an
Yeah,
absolute.
that was-
at which
In
point we would-
general, most frostings are disgusting.
I see. It's the quality of the frosting.
Yes, most of, and even then it's sparse.
Are you talking about Portos right now? Because I will.
I'm not talking about Portos. I don't like anybody's frosting. Only mine.
Portos. Portos has really good frosting.
I don't know. Just
Are
the
we
rubber
talking
can
about
is fine.
cake still?
feel
No,
like-
you're
I-
not
I'm
talking
just-
about cake.
I'm just
I
checking.
feel like I
Is
don't
this
like
still
anyone's
a-
frosting could almost be a rap lyric.
I have a whole list of rap lyrics. I was on the boat yesterday, and I have a whole list of rap lyrics that I wrote down that hopefully I could find right now. That actually either that or song titles, one of the two. Let me see if I can.
I think we should. Do we have any comments? I think we should have someone sing
no, that
happy.
people are like
Oh,
they're talking about cake and wine.
Yeah,
Really?
Ivan is.
Oh.
I'm with you, Laura. No frosting for me neither. Which
Okay.
unacceptable.
Boo.
Now listen, I would be the first to
Boo.
admit that if it's only frosting and if there's too much frosting, that's not good. But if no frosting
never-
at all, unacceptable. That's a pound cake. What
There's never
what?
too much frosting.
Yeah, then you
Come
gotta
on.
put Cool Whip on it. Do you do Cool Whip or whipped cream?
Cool Whip
cake?
is
Cream
not
is fine. I'll do
frosting.
whipped cream.
All right.
I'm in a dark rum mood. That was the first.
You're in a what?
That was from the boat yesterday. I'm in a dark rum mood.
A dark rum.
Did
oh, I
you
like
do
that.
a sale yesterday
Yes,
without me?
dark rum
because
mood.
I was working.
You were working. We sailed.
How was it?
It was horrible. We had the worst time ever without you, Barbara. It was terrible. It was a
Really?
horrible, ugly
Good.
day. It
Good
rained.
to
It was
hear.
stormy. Everything was awful because you weren't there. It was
Perfect.
terrible. The
Thank
sunset
you.
was disgusting. Nothing happened that was good.
Do you-
Thanks for
now, do you-
celebrating this birthday.
It was
Go for the
fabulous.
ride- Do you guys go for the ride when you're sailing, or do you actually sail? Like, do you
Oh.
raise
Laura's
the
the
mizzenmast?
captain.
Oh.
Well, we have a
Oh, we
friend
sail.
who's the captain.
We
but
sail.
I would say Laura's the captain.
Oh, I sail.
We've been
Sail,
on some
okay.
rough rides lately, actually. A couple weeks ago.
I like it rough. Don't say anything, Barbara.
Was
I
it crazy rough yesterday?
No. I mean, you wouldn't have liked it actually, but I liked it because we got full tilt.
Yeah, like a couple of weeks ago, it was really, really rough, and
It wasn't that rough, but it was
oh
rough for
man, I was sitting on the edge of the boat with my weight and trying to balance out the boat, and Laura and the captain, our friend Tom, they're in the back steering the boat,
What
and
kind
I'm
of boat is this?
It's a
38
sailboat.
Catalina,
What's the name of the ship?
summer solstice.
The summer's
Solstice.
solstice. The summer solstice.
38 caliber
Catalina.
Catalina.
That would be a
It's
boat.
not
That
a
would be a
gun.
boat. That would be a
It's not a
gun.
gun. It is
That's a
a
battleship.
sailboat.
Yes.
So
Okay.
yes, Paul, it has a motor. However, the goal of a sailboat is to not use the motor.
That's stupid.
So you motor out of the marina.
That's like basically having my car, kicking the bottom out and trying to do it Flintstone style.
And that could be fun too. I've done that in high school. No one's
mean-
no one's taking the car with friends and flap doors like you were flying.
You know, you have to imagine that like 1800s people, if they came and they said, but you have a motor, why wouldn't you use it? Oh, it's more fun. No, this is how everyone died in my family.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. I got
Right?
I got to side with Paul on that one.
Gas is very expensive. So
Like
if
The
you
beauty of it is actually being powered by the wind. I mean, they wrote songs about sailing for a reason. It's very majestic. It's actually very zen for me.
Let's sing it.
It puts me
Ready?
in the right place.
There's a lot more songs about sailing than there are songs about motorboating.
Josh, you and I can do this together. You
But
ready?
there's been a movie about that, I think.
Motorboating.
A lot of porn movies about motorboating.
I was going to say motorboating might be more popular, but anyway.
A totally different genre.
I have a question after
Wait,
you
wait.
two sing.
Yeah. So you know this one?
No, what are we?
Sailing takes me away to where I'll always been. You know this, right?
No, I don't. What is this?
Michael McDonald?
This is a very famous song.
Oh my
Are
god.
you talking about Michael McDonald from the Doobie Brothers?
Excuse me. I'm upset right now. This is you guys you too?
Christopher
These two
Cross is a
boys?
beautiful song.
I know the sailing
Is that by
part.
Chris?
That's
Did I
it,
was
though.
I wrong on the artist?
Christopher Cross.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I'm terrible with the
Christopher
musicians'
Cross.
names. Sorry.
Oh,
We can't
Amanda
get any
says
letters
catamaran.
correct today.
Catamaran. Do you know Catamaran? Okay, wait.
I know it's a ship.
Just somebody on
Catamaran.
Facebook.
How about this one? I know a really good song about boats. Now sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a faithful ship.
Okay, wait.
that started
Make a
on the
request,
patrol.
fans.
Okay, well,
Or this time ship.
Josh will sing any sci-fi theme, but if one fan can find a sci-fi theme that involves sailing, I will give you a $50.
I don't know Sailor Moon.
No, I'm going to give you a $50 gift card to Flappers.
Amanda
So.
Cohen says it's the original Yachts Rock song. It is.
Sailing takes me away.
I can't sing it all. I'm
To
horrible
where
singer.
I,
Sounds
that
like
was
the
good. I thought we were good.
It sounds like the song Feelings.
No, that's a different horrible song.
Feelings.
Nothing
No.
more,
More
than
than
feelings.
feelings.
You have to do it Bill Murray style.
Paul,
Takes me away.
Feeling.
but the Gilligans.
We
are-
all have
What about-
feelings,
oh,
don't
wait,
we?
I kind of know this one. Sail away, sail away, sail
There's
away.
another one. That's a good one.
Keep
Sail
going.
away,
sail away, sail away. I like it. Now,
Sail
who,
away,
who
sail
sang that? Did you look
Enya.
it up? Oh, Enya.
Yeah, it was Enya.
Yeah, is that really a band or is it like a bunch of instruments and
It's a woman. That's
harp
all the
sounds.
music needs.
right and
A
some
woman?
acoustic background stuff?
Oh, Ivan says Waterworld. I can actually sing the score to Waterworld.
Oh, Jesus.
Da 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 da.
So is that considered a sailing science fiction combo?
It actually is.
It's very
Ah,
science fiction.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$50 gift card to
Dystopia,
Ivan.
future, technology. It's all there.
Da 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 da.
This wine grows on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
It's a little tight on the front because you're not. It's an old world wine, so it doesn't.
Okay.
It's not punching you in the face.
Musky fruit.
Please let me. Okay,
Strikes
so
again.
Paul described it, but Josh is not a drinker. However, Josh, would you just sniff and smell and give us a description
That seems COVID safe.
based on?
No,
I'll-
really, that
I'll-
seems good.
I'll-
Put all
I
the
feel
germs
like
in the
everything
cup
Barbara
and then have 'em
says
smell
belongs
it.
in a.
I will hold.
It sounds
the
like in a
glass.
porno movie.
Paul, I'm
Everything she
holding it.
says.
From
I,
a- I will-
Josh, I love you too much for you to do this.
I will hold it from afar. I
Because I'll
want.
end up having to book with Barb, and then it'll just be
Just give me a
our
description
work
of
doubles.
what you smell.
It smells like a little bit of fruit mixed with metal.
Fruit and metal.
So
Yeah.
like if the YMCA and Metallica did a band show together.
Yeah, it's that.
There is a metallic tinge to it. I think it's more minerality, kind of from the. But yeah, that's not wrong.
Points for minerality for using that word.
Yeah.
by
You
the
know
way.
what? I think it smells a little like Kool-Aid, like cherry Kool-Aid.
Somebody
Is
was
that-
part of
is
Jim
that-
Jones.
Same
Somebody
said
was part
from
of the
somebody
Jim
who
Jones.
likes to
sorry.
drink.
My trailer trash upbringing.
Um,
Kool-Aid taught me to like wine.
Another one of my
Comments?
purposeful possible song lyrics, Josh. You'll like this since that
Okay.
went so well. I'm not good at songs and suggestions. I'm only good at judgment and opinions.
I'm not good at songs and suggestions. I'm only good at judgments and opinions.
I'm telling you, I think that's a serious lyric right there.
I'm not good.
This could be in the
at
new
You
Cobra
guys-
Kai show.
Here's what's interesting. Those of you watching today may not realize that Joshua Snyder here is actually quite an excellent singer. And it's kind of a big secret.
Not anymore.
I know, but he was joking around, but I mean, do give us something for real. Give us a
Okay.
little
Okay.
opera. He
Okay.
can sing
All right,
opera. Just give him a genre and he can do it.
Actually, I think I can do opera. This is the wrong key, but. Karom yoban, kredim yaman, yang zingo hi, anguishikur. It became Klingon
You know
at
what?
the end there.
If I just close my eyes and listen to you, I would have a totally different impression of you.
Would you imagine him as a 300-pound man with a beard?
Yeah.
Well, it's like Jim
yeah.
Neighbors.
All right.
Just try this.
Oh, I can do. Let me do. I'll do a little Les Mis. How about that? That's kind of operatic. God on high. Oh,
I love that.
Hear my prayer in my need. You have always been there.
Okay, here I'm gonna challenge you.
Is that
The
from
Phantom of the Opera is here.
was
Well,
that
you
the
know what, Josh? Why
front-
don't you put that on your TikTok? You'll get dates with that. Sing. Women
Alone
like
in the moonlight. Sorry.
sing on your TikTok.
Are there
You
any
get
Cats
girls. You can
fans?
sing, you can get girls.
All right. Anyway, Josh and I, when we get really stressed in the office, a lot of people never see this, but I would say Josh and I have probably spent way too many hours together during this COVID. And
Yeah.
when we get stressed, we have
sing-off.
basically a musical theater sing-off.
Yeah.
And you don't want to see it right now, I guess. Laura and
When
Paul.
you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day.
I want to live in America. Okay, by me in America. For a small fee in America. Everyone's free in America. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I got.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway.
That's not a musical.
No.
I
How about
can
this?
do the
It's a
hand jive.
musical to me.
Okay, wait, how about this one? Name this musical. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging.
Anything
We were
goes.
singing this one earlier.
Well,
Paul.
sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. Or if I were a watch,
you
I'd
were
start
singing a song from this
popping
musical
my
earlier.
spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding.
Luck be a lady.
Dong, ding, dong.
That's a
Who's?
Sinatra
Look at the comments.
It's
Has
Guys
anyone?
and Dolls.
Oh, guys and dolls.
Ding! I had to end it.
Jennifer wanted to know if I got bangs. Yes, I got bangs. I got talked into bangs.
Look at Laura's bangs.
I have
They're
bangs
You
amazing.
know,
everybody.
I just want to
Okay.
make it on the record that since Rocket Man became a musical film, technically Tiny Dancer's part of a musical now.
All right.
Can I
Just
just
throw
say,
that
by
out
the
there.
way,
That was pretty damn good.
yes.
Anyone watching, please. Do I still have a career in musical theater or no?
Yes.
Well,
Does
no one does
Josh,
at the moment.
Josh,
but
do you ever break out into Fiddler on the Roof?
Ah.
I can.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. Well,
If I was a rich girl.
Nagila
Da-da-da-da-da.
hava, Nagila
let's see,
hava, Nagila
Because
venisneka.
there's wonder of wonder, miracle of miracle. God pulled a Daniel once again, stood by his side, and miracle of miracle, something Jew.
You're a Jew. You should know that.
Yes.
That's totally the lyrics that I remember.
When
Oh,
David slew
wait.
Goliath, yes, that was a miracle.
We have a
too.
surprise. Our general manager, William
Oh, my
Nickerson, is bringing us some birthday cake. Can you
Yay for birthday
please,
cake.
all our fans out there helping us? Oh gosh, please don't give it to me. We need forks. Oh yeah. Oh my God, extra frosting.
No, that's
Look-
whipped cream. I'm okay with that.
Oh,
whipped cream, which is
oh
fine.
no, it blew here. I'd say
Here.
blow it out with your singing.
Want
Here you
apple
go.
wine?
Oh, it's
All
blown
right.
out already.
Every time I
Blown
write
out.
down, I feel
Blown
like
out.
insurance
Not blowed
stuff.
out.
May we just celebrate our 10th anniversary with Flappers by singing "Lead Us, William" in a happy birthday song.
Italian.
Ooh,
Everyone
Italian.
sing in the
Totally.
language of your choice.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All
sing
right.
Pig Latin.
Are we ready? Okay. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Pass down.
Happy
birthday, dear Flappers. Happy birthday
to you.
Oh man! Woo! That was so
Barb's
uplifting. Here,
more.
frosting for
Scooby
Laura.
Doo
No,
from
can
Channel
you pour
2
it in
and many
Please,
more
please.
from Channel 4.
All right, everyone.
Speaking
Doo.
of COVID,
Is that chocolate? It's the flourless chocolate cake for our vegans watching, with whipped cream, extra whipped cream, because
That's why I
and
like it.
strawberries. So that's for Laura because she hates frosting.
But I like strawberries.
Hates frosting. Can
I
you
like
believe it? Who hates frosting?
love
What is
strawberries.
wrong? Anyway, oh, I see. Thank you, William. That was great. And if all of you were here with us, we would be giving you a tiny little piece of cake. We couldn't-
Totally order some stuff.
we
from
only give a
Flappers.
tiny piece, but we give a big glass of champagne, and we
Yes.
celebrate every year. So this year,
and accidentally, the last time that happened,
Yeah.
by the way, I was Jeff
gonna
accidentally
try
handed
it.
me actual champagne instead of the fake champagne. So
wait,
it was
it's frozen.
I know. That's why I ate the.
So, Josh, did you finally drink? Is that what happened?
yes, I took a drink
What
and
happened?
We're gonna eat that
I
after the
relaxed.
show.
Okay. Wait, tell us about the first alcohol experience.
I
going for
I
it.
took a drink and I went, oh, this is what people are like when they're not worried. And it was a dream. So that's why I don't want to drink, because I fear I would become an alcoholic.
I like the idea of like a bunch of comics coming up to drunk Josh going, "Can I get spots next week?" Whatever, man. Yeah, just show up. It's fine.
So actually, it is a weird time right now because people are
Really?
calling.
Have you heard about COVID?
Hey,
I'm
I
sorry.
ordered something from Costco, and I ordered it in May. It's still not here. And when I asked them and complained and said what was wrong and why wasn't I got it, you know what they wrote in the email?
It's from
Due to
China?
a global pandemic. It was like, really?
But
oh,
can I,
I'm
can
so
I,
sorry.
Can I say something about that? What? Someone just walked. Are we good?
Air conditioning people, right? Air conditioning people.
Well, that'll be nice.
Okay, someone walked in, but we're on the air right now, so we can't really talk to you, but we'll wave to you from like 30 feet away.
So I'm convinced.
Someone just walked into our building. We have no idea
Or
who
we
they
have no
are.
idea who they are.
William,
William, there's
hello,
people.
help us, please. There's-
We don't.
All right.
We've forgotten how to respond to people walking
Yeah.
in.
Oh God.
Oh, they came to say happy birthday to us. Normally, we would say hello, welcome to Flappers, but
So I just want to make a point that with 350 million people in the country, I have to assume at least 50 million still in September have no idea what's actually going on. Like somewhere there has to be people very upset that they can't sit at their favorite restaurant. It's been explained to them. They don't understand it. Because if you don't really watch the news, how would you know? Like there's tons of people who just don't pay attention. They don't have internet. They're probably, economically challenged. But it's still, there's got to be tons of people where they went to Costco and Costco's like, there's a pandemic and this is the first time that they heard about it.
And if
Think
you want to
about
get
that.
baptized, we have the nacho cheese vat ready for you.
Yeah, with the nacho cheese bath.
And if you're lactose intolerant, we got the guacamole
But
vat.
can you imagine if, like, they're like, a pandemic? No one told me. Like, that might be the first way they found out was because they didn't get their bed from Costco.
That's actually how I found out about 9/11 was by I think I was the longest person in the entire world that doesn't live in a cave about 9/11.
really,
Because
Oh.
You know who did live in a cave? No.
9/11 happened at 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't work. It was a Tuesday. I know that. I don't work until 2 o'clock on Tuesdays. I get up in the morning. My husband was gone. I got up. I went for a walk.
ex-husband.
Ex-husband. I'm single. Hence the bangs.
Smoking nuts.
I'm such a good girlfriend, right? All right.
Anyhow, I walked. I went for a walk. I came back. I got ready for work. I did a little housework, everything, blah, blah, blah. I walk into work at 2 o'clock, and everybody's all like crazy quiet and everything. And I'm like, did an earthquake happen that I didn't know about? And they're like, no. And I'm like, people are weird. There's a lot of castles today. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, you don't know? And I'm like, no, what?
Right. Well, I know what happened.
2:30 on that Tuesday is
It
when
happened.
I found out.
I think it was about 7:30 our time. I think it was like 10:30 in the morning in New York. The reason I believe that is because I was at Moore Park College at the time, and there was a beautiful woman in the student center crying, and I went over to talk to her, and she said, "I have family in New York. I don't know what happened," and I thought she was crazy, and then I realized it was 9/11.
Yep.
Someone told me after. So yeah, I found it. Josh and Barb are having a cake moment here. Josh is in.
I can eat. I can
Look,
eat.
look, it's
Josh's
There we go.
fork is stuck in the cake.
it's frozen.
The
Oh
cake is
my
frozen. Well, we're
God.
going to eat it after the Flapcast. We're just
Okay.
drinking wine right now. This cake doesn't go with the wine.
I
just so you
actually
know.
don't think it's frozen. I think it's just vegan.
We forgot how to handle cake, people. We forgot how to handle cake.
Well, I'm going to set this over here.
That's all right. I'm going to.
That's
Maybe
a
we
sculpture.
forgot how to celebrate. Maybe that's really what
You
this
know
is
what?
about.
We have. By the way, it's, well,
Well, this weekend we're celebrating the 10th birthday of Flappers.
if you
Yes.
just joined us on Facebook, it's
It's
our
a birthday.
well, I
why
say
I
that because Josh, you'll be performing, correct?
Who? What?
Are you performing this weekend on a Zoom show?
Well, yeah, but not on the birthdays. I'm the other. We're doing a lot of different shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
4 of them are the birthday shows.
I'm on 2 of them.
I'm on one of them.
yes.
Hal Sparks right here, live stream Saturday night. I'll be
Yes.
running the camera, the live stream.
What time is the
So-
show?
8 p.m.
o'clock.
Pacific Standard Time.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
excellent.
Pacific Daylight Time.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Because
Sorry.
my
America.
Zoom show's at 5 p.m., so that means people could Zoom in to see me.
Yes.
And then Zoom in or live stream to see Hal Sparks.
Correct. Well, to them it's all Zoom.
To them, it's all Zoom. Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about virtual instead of promoting the company Zoom. We need to get some bucks out of those guys if we're always pushing Zoom.
I think
don't
Zoom
we?
should give
Oh my
certain companies
gosh!
stock options.
Just so you know, my
we have
my
comments?
aide who now lives in Tennessee, who I have to come visit, who
She's
was
watching?
she was working that September 11th. She's now a physical therapist. She's married. She's fabulous. Her name's Stephanie. She's listening. She goes, I remember that day. I will never forget Tim's face. And that was another one of the therapists. And we both, I don't think Tim knew either. We both came into work and we were like, what happened in the world? So Stephanie's like, she goes, I'll never forget that day. I won't forget Tim's face. That was one of the guys I'm working with. So she's watching. Hi, Stephanie. Need to come visit. Anyhow.
Stephanie, how do you feel about Smoky Nuts? What are your thoughts?
So how do you feel about frosting? She likes frosting, I think.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah. What's your thought on frosting, Stephanie?
I'm gonna say this wine has scent of short rib, barbecue short rib, and yeah.
But it's opened up since I.
It does smell like a Wood Ranch barbecue. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you very
This
much.
is actually a very
That's-
food-friendly wine. The fact that we're drinking it without food is probably not doing it it's doing it a disservice.
Ah. This
Well,
wine's-
we do have food. It's just frozen.
Yes, it's over there.
We have frozen food with wine.
Okay,
Well,
when
that-
the forks fall down and
know,
out
for a
of
cake-
this,
for a
we
cake-
will eat this.
When the forks fall down.
For a cake that has no flour, that's pretty Zoftic.
I
You
have
know,
my
it's-
fork ready.
Flourless chocolate cake is amazing, really. I
Yeah.
don't know why you
I'm
need
Yes,
sure
flour.
it is.
it can be used to build things.
It's like Legos. We could.
I thought it was like a
literally-
mud, like a ice cream cake. That's why it's so
I like
called.
the idea of Josh's door breaking in the office, so he uses some of the flourless cake to put it together.
This is such a productive
per-
Flapcast today. May I
Purposeful
say?
Stranger. That's the other song lyric I came up with, Josh. Purposeful Stranger.
The fork fell.
That we have a new
Fork
pope.
down, everybody. Fork down.
That means there's a new pope,
Sure.
right?
Yes.
Fork down.
I know we're being a little carefree up here, but we have all been. Paul and Josh and I are in the office, very socially distanced, and we've all been very healthy and very safe. And Laura, of course,
I haven't been allowed to visit since March.
Yeah, but Laura and I have seen each other many, many
No, no.
times
We d-
on the sailboat and outside, and
We don't come near each other unless we're beating the shit out of each other. Then
Right. It's Fight Club rules.
oh,
Stephanie
Hey, what's-
Josh and I literally were in a headlock.
we're getting. Look at
situation
all the
today.
comments we're getting today.
Stephanie
Let's see what-
said, "Frosting depends. It depends. Laura is great. Smoky nuts are a plus. Laura's wine knowledge and all her knowledge is unmatchable. Oh, Stephanie, thank you very much. Her knowledge is
Oh,
unmatchable. I owe you like at least $10.
I'm being summoned.
Purposeful Stranger. That's my other song lyric. I think that's a title. Purposeful Stranger.
Purposeful stranger.
Okay, wait. I am going to read this note because I'm being summoned by my GM right now while we're on the show.
Okay.
And the guys that came in a few minutes ago, I guess, it's Did anyone turn in a cell phone into the office today? We're not open. Why would we have someone's cell phone here? That might have turned in my own cell
Who
phone.
are these people?
They tracked it here.
When did they lose the cell phone?
Wow, this is.
In March. It was
Okay.
March 15th. They came to see Dana Gould.
Wait, no, we do.
And they
you know
finally
we're gonna
decided-
make
I
fun
actually
of this,
I left a
William.
credit card.
We do
at
have
a
a blue
bar.
cricket phone
And
from
they
March.
finally left.
I actually have a bar at a credit card in downtown that I left there just as COVID was happening, and they still have it. I don't have my credit
This
card.
is weird, right? Like two. Okay.
So, yes, two
Oh,
random
shit.
strangers.
No, we're seriously not open, people. Like, this is it. You're looking at it. This is a room of 200 people, and there's 4 of us in here.
Tell them to check one of the Zoom rooms. Maybe it's in there.
Oh, yes. Maybe they lost it virtually. Like my virtual virginity. There you go, Laura.
Virtual virginity. Well, that's really more about the idea.
I lose my virtual-
reality sex. Is that what virtual?
Well, no,
virginity
that's when you
is?
send your
You're
first
welcome.
nude pic, and I actually lost my virtual
there we go.
virginity. When you send your first nude pic, I did that actually during COVID.
I've never sent a nude
It's
pic.
I sent my first one.
I won't do
Obviously,
that.
you're not on my Snapchat.
No, I'm not. And
What was the lighting situation?
what was the lighting?
You know, if they took production
I
101
went,
that we
I went,
teach,
I went for good lighting. I went for good lighting, and it wasn't well received. And so I think
Way
that
to
was
get
one
the
and done.
product endorsement.
Well,
in there.
you know what? You deserve better than that.
I do deserve better than that.
Okay,
And
wait,
I'm
wait.
sure that one day you're going to find a man who will appreciate the nude photos that you send,
I hope so.
whether the lighting is good or not.
Okay,
And
okay.
if you want the lighting to be good, as Paul was saying,
Get a
we
selfie
offer
ring.
classes.
we do. Starting in 2 weeks on Monday the 14th, we will have a production 101 creating comedy content because nothing's funnier than most people's naked bodies. So
True.
take the class with David Cronmiller. He is a Con Film and CNN
Thanks,
producer. And yes.
Who here? Just don't look at each other, but I'm just gonna ask.
What is this game?
Raise your hand if you have sent a nude photo or compromising photo of any of your body parts. Raise your hand.
I would consider my face compromising. Not for the right reasons. So I.
COVID forced me into things I would not normally do. So
COVID's done it. Really? Okay. Quarantine game. How many of you at home who's watching the comments? Tell us about the body part that you took a photo of and sent it.
I sent my elbow to a woman once.
I sent my calf before that because the guy said, I want to see part of your body. So I sent him my calf, which is very impressive.
Yeah.
Actually, I will say this. So I did a weight loss program thing, which I have lost about 65 pounds in
Yay!
COVID. But at the start
you
of
have
it,
65.
I've lost
That's
65.
a lot.
It is a lot of weight, but I was really fat. So the thing is that we had to send a before and after picture. So, but they asked us to send it, like it was a reputable company, that does the before and afters. But they wanted it in kind of like, topless with, shorts. So there's a picture out there somewhere on my coach's cell phone of me that I would never want to get out to anyone ever.
Somebody was waiting for the wrestling tie-in, so thank you.
And, when we used to wrestle, we would weigh in the same type of outfit, Laura. So that's a good point.
The second fork just fell, so I'm going to eat it.
Second
So,
fork.
so we have a
That,
second
that
pope.
almost feels like something that
And
one
now you're
spy
preg-
says to another.
now
The
you're
second fork
pregnant.
just fell.
Yeah, we got a pope and you're pregnant.
No.
We're
I
going
have
to have to
not.
butter the
I've
knife.
not sent naked pictures of myself. I'm not into that, but I have sent many food pictures because food pictures
You
are
never
awesome.
sent a naked picture to yourself?
No, of yourself.
Of my,
of
I'm collecting naked pictures of male anatomy. You know that.
No, that Laura is a fantastic idea.
Well, we're not going to talk about it right now. But,
Okay, we can't
but if
say
you
it on
want,
the
my
air.
number is 310-528-9067. 310-528. That's my actual phone
Whoa.
number. Send me your dick pics.
Yes, and we promise we'll do something very
Artsy.
artsy with
We'll
them.
put a hat on it.
Gonna
We'll
put it
put
on.
a tiny little hat.
I'm gonna put it on a
your
sailboat.
penis.
I'm gonna put it on a sailboat.
Then we'll use a little sticker from Instagram of a little blow toy that you'd have for a birthday party, and we'll put that right there, and we'll put it up next week.
You're going to have to
Okay.
rename the sailboat. I'd call it the Little Richard.
See,
I like
Richard
it.
for
Nice,
short
Josh.
is
It's
Very
dick.
nice.
Yes.
Thanks for explaining the joke to our very sophisticated viewers out there.
Well, I
I'm
have
sure they didn't get
well,
it.
the Mormon audience didn't get it.
Okay. All right. Are there comments? We have a lot of comments. Hi,
We have
Jennifer.
Woot. We have somebody said Jim. Hi, Jim. Jim's a lovely man who lives in Santa Barbara. The person who sent the picture, sent the photo to, left his phone at McDonald's. Okay, great. Now the McDonald's employees have seen my
Ha
breasts.
ha. Are you kidding or for reals?
I hope not. No, it was just it didn't get the response I was hoping for, so it'll never happen again.
You know, what'd be really sad is if that cell phone is actually in the AMC, which has been closed since like March 16th.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a
Yeah.
huge commercial building. It could be Buffalo Wild Wings. It
Oh,
could
yeah.
be Cookie Dough Dreams. It could be
Or
Barney's.
the location device doesn't work. That
Yeah.
could be my other. That could be. the
Josh
other
is
one.
always going negative, Barb.
Yeah. Or it's a piece of shit phone. I don't know. Just gonna
Well,
throw
you
that
know,
out.
I recently was reevaluating our Sprint phones because we all have phones from Sprint, and they said that I had to turn off, the Find My iPhone. Well, someone has stolen a phone from us, but they set it up on my iCloud. Ooh, that was bad. So I'm glad I don't send naked photos and put them on iCloud
That's
because
why I don't do it.
then my
because-
strangers
Well,
would
if you only put them
see
on
my naked
Pornhub, Pornhub is much more secure.
Thank you, Paul. Paul, porn tips from Paul Moomjean. Thank you.
Paul's porn tips.
Our site director.
Paul's porn
Not only
tips
does he
of the
teach
week.
stand-up, but he
I also
also.
led a Bible study for a long time, Barb. I've
Oh
done a
yeah,
lot of
let's talk
things.
about that. That is weird. Sometimes the Christian or the people who are withheld from the sexual experiences tend to be a little more crazy, like you.
Oh yeah,
right?
no, I make a lot of sexual puns.
Right. Yeah. But you can't do that in church.
So
or
does
do you?
Barbara.
No. See, the best
And I don't
part
go to
is-
church.
is that when all the men are usually hanging out before the Bible study or before the barbecue, they're making the same jokes you would make at a Buffalo Wild Wings. Then you sit down and everyone pretends like they don't say what they say, and then everyone goes, "Amen," and then everyone goes back.
They
out
go
again.
back to the talk again.
Right.
I see.
Because
And
God
those-
only sees what happens when it starts. And
No. See, there's a big misconception. The real truth there is this: God doesn't care that much about that particular type of joking or talking. The people who care are the people in charge. Like the church pastor decided 3,000 people should get COVID. That's the guy that they're trying not to get mad.
But if you were to ask God, he'd be like, "Nah, talk about boobs all you want.
Uh,
Smoking nuts."
God
have you read
created
Song of
boobs.
Solomon? It's
Uh,
all
Song
about
of
boobs.
Solomon.
I've
It's all
not.
about
Is it
Bob.
part of the
No,
I
it's
don't
all
know
about
that
the
song.
Song of Solomon is all
Song
about the
of Solomon
vagina.
is all about a man's and a woman's interpretation of each other's bodies. There's a lot of Bible.
The Valley of Lilies. Come on,
Oh yeah.
I've
What's
read the Bible
that?
a lot.
Breasts
What's
like,
that, Laura?
Yeah, lips like wine, breasts like flowers. I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a great meme that if you described all the analogies of how men describe women in the Bible, it'd be like the ugliest, weirdest looking woman of all time. So,
do you have an example?
And
just said, like,
so have
breasts
all
like-
the famous painters.
Breast like what?
breasts like lilies.
No, it's that. I think Lilies was something lower.
Okay, this is going very
What's wrong
badly.
with a lily breast?
I don't know. Barb asked the question. We're just answering.
That was a long answer, everybody.
I think the
but
breast
thank
looks
you.
like a snapdragon. You need to call a doctor.
It's not the breasts that look like a snapdragon, Josh. Okay, who watching
good
on
problems.
Facebook will volunteer to crack this nut? Come on, anyone?
Crack what nut?
Crack Josh's nut.
What?
To get, we need to a virgin. We need to hook him up with somebody.
I'm telling you, if he just starts singing on TikTok, he'll get. You sing that
the opera.
the opera. You sing somewhere in the
voices,
night.
his
You sing
voices.
somewhere in the night on TikTok. Women will come
Do you know
knocking.
Somewhere in the Night?
Yeah,
What
it's
is it
from
from?
Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, somewhere in the nights from Phantom of the
I thought it
Opera?
was slowly.
Midnight.
What's the song?
Music of the Night.
Music of the Night. There we go.
Night time sharpens.
There you go.
Heightens each sensation.
Don't look. Don't look.
Don't
look.
The movie version of
Put
that.
a suit on, put half that mask on, start singing that, and say, "Who wants to come over?" I'm telling you, women will come over.
Yep.
Not to my apartment.
Yes, they will. Well, they could come to your car.
There's no hot water there.
There's no hot water.
Well, say, "I'll come over and sing this song."
You
Say,
come to
tell,
my apartment, you flush, I'll shower.
put
Who
on
likes
a
cold
put on
showers?
a suit,
That's
sing,
the foreplay.
put on a suit, sing that song. Say, "I'll come to your apartment and sing this song to you." I'm telling you, women will invite you over. I'm not lying. You do
Look
it.
at
You do it. I
Look at the Facebook.
do it now. Do it before next week, and we'll talk about it. I swear to God, women will invite you over. Women like a
then they'll
romantic.
They will be sorely disappointed.
Well, you
5 seconds in, I'm going to go, my knees are giving out.
No, you just start singing, and they'll take over. Don't worry. Rick Campa says that he sent his doctor a spider bite photo one time once. Does that
Rick
count?
Champa, hi Rick in Hawaii.
Okay, now
Miss
Ivan
you.
says no hot water, LOL. It's not fucking funny, Ivan.
Okay, Rick. Rick is our old GM. He used to run our Claremont Flappers. Thanks for watching, Rick. How crazy! This is crazy. We're still not open. It's September.
Is Rick in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, he's in Hawaii now,
Are we
right?
allowed to say that?
Asper? Yes. I'm sorry. Hawaii's a big state. I don't think they're gonna find him unless we give his address, which is on the beach, right,
You're
Rick?
part of some undercover government program, right? Like,
No.
Yes,
no,
he is. He's
but
totally
got-
an
Like the witness
international
protection
spy.
program?
Ask Rick how he would describe the wine based on our description. I'm sure we'll get a funny
Paul,
response.
can I say, by the way, the fork in your pocket like that? Not a good look.
That's
It's-
coming from Josh. He
it's
says
for
he
later.
can sing opera and says I still can't get
We're
a woman.
all gonna eat this gluten-free.
And by the way,
flourless
anything
cake.
I ever do with my clothing, not a good look. Nothing.
I think you're wearing the same shirt like since March 16th.
I
Have you
probably am,
actually
yes.
changed it?
No,
ever?
no, he had a Star Wars shirt out for one of these, so
Oh.
I know. He,
All right.
Are we ever going to get back to our favorite Flappers moment over the last 10 years?
Oh my God! Well,
What,
we're,
you talking
we're,
about wrestling?
we're actually running out
I
of time.
wrestled Tom Segura on this stage.
Oh.
So it is our 10th anniversary, and we wanted to share some memories of some of our favorite Flappers moments. So obviously, Paul has been thinking diligently about what his favorite
I have
Flappers
one.
moment.
I have many favorite moments
All right.
here over the last 5-6 years that I've been coming to the club. My favorite though was my first paid gig. I got paid to host for Tom Segura and Dave Ross, and it was just the three of us. And on the fourth show, Saturday night, 10 p.m., the most drunk woman in the world showed up. And then she was able to continue drinking because the boyfriend was driving her everywhere, right? She sat right there. And I made a joke about my mom wanting me to have grandbabies, but I don't want to have kids. And she yells out, "I'll pop one out for you."
Woo!
And then but listen, I was still young. I was hosting. I wasn't sure how to respond to that, but so be it. Okay. At the end of the night, show was great. I had to tell her 3 times that if she didn't shut up, she was going to have to leave. Okay? She was heckling. I'm at the bar. I'm enjoying a beverage, a little food. She comes up to me and she says, "You know, you are really funny. And my boyfriend's stupid because he doesn't let me show my boobs to anyone. Well, screw him. He's not here." And she lifted her shirt and showed me these wonderful, beautiful breasts with tattoos, the whole thing. She's a lovely woman. And then the boyfriend walked in, and all I remember him saying is, "Sweetie, remember, we can't do that anymore." And she looked at me, and I said, "You're going to have to put those away. The city of Burbank has laws." And you could see that her boobs got sad, and then she got sad, and then she walked away.
what do
They
sad
went from
boobs look
Lily
like?
to Snapdragon.
God, that's
what happened.
amazing.
Snapdragon. Yeah, Snapdragon boobies. But that was, listen, that was,
Another
Aw.
improv troupe.
You just can't forget that, huh?
no, that was a wonderful moment.
Right.
I'll never forget, too, the booker at the time, Richie, I told him what happened. I remember Richie saying to me, "Oh, great, I was supposed to host that show, but never mind, you get to see the boobs instead." So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Laura, do you have one?
I've done a lot of shows here, so I have lots of wonderful things that I remember happening here. Some of the funniest one is this last New Year's Eve. I was wearing the big boots because I was dressing up for New Year's because you are my date every New Year's. And
You're welcome.
I broke because I always wear the big girl shoes. One of my heels broke on stage, like literally broke, and I didn't want to look down because I didn't know what was going to happen, so I didn't look down. So the whole audience didn't say anything, but I was walking around. I knew something had happened, but I didn't know what had happened. I lost part of my shoe on the stage, and nobody in the audience, they're laughing and everything. I'm like, no one told me, like, half my shoe is missing during the thing. So, I mean, that was funny. They were so nice. They were so nice and still laughing, even though half my shoe was over there, and then other part of my shoe was over there. Probably, like, I've had so many memories here, but good ones. But recently, this last year, when I was hosting for Bill Burr, and he's like, "You're a funny girl," I was like, oh. I mean, even if he didn't mean it, I don't care. In my head, he meant it.
Did he say it more like this? You're a fucking funny girl.
Yeah, that's probably. I was trying to
Yeah,
clean it
it's a
up.
little-
You know,
Right.
there's a lot of funny women. You're one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how he said it.
Yeah,
But I was
you're
hosting,
funny.
and he said I was a funny girl. I was like,
Oh
thank you.
my God.
And he wasn't,
Did
some
you say you too?
I'm like, well, if you keep working really hard,
Yeah,
maybe you'll make it.
Maybe you'll make it, kid.
Josh, do you have a favorite memory?
I don't want to talk about memory. I want to talk about the future.
Ah,
And I'm going to make a prediction.
okay. He's Josh Snyder, Jew Predictions by Josh Snyder.
Josh Nadramas.
I think we're going to celebrate New Year's Eve with shows in the club.
Oh, God, that would be awesome.
I have to read a comment only because it strokes my ego.
Okay, and then I will end us with
Rick
my
Campa,
story.
because you had
Rick
the Claremont.
Champa.
You had the Claremont
He's sharing
venue,
it.
and he was the GM there. And he says, my favorite Flappers moment is the night Laura was the MC, both guests, the feature, and the headliner on the same show, which is true.
You did the whole.
I hosted. I was one of the guests. I was the feature. I was the headliner because there was only like 3 like really new comics on the show, and none of them wanted to host it because they were afraid of it. And so I was everything on the show. Plus I had like 3 guests and then me.
And since Rick is watching, Rick will appreciate. This is one of my favorite moments of Claremont, and then I'll end with the Burbank story. In Claremont, Jimmy Dore was on stage performing. And
I was hosting that show.
For those of you who don't know, Jimmy Dore is what we would say progressive, I guess, politically. And audiences generally get upset with him. And so this was probably our first 2 years into it was very early on. And Jimmy was saying something very controversial. And someone was sitting in the front row, and they literally took this glass of wine and they threw it on Jimmy Dore. Literally, the entire glass of wine went all over Jimmy Dore. I was standing in the back corner, and I was like, oh, shit. And anyway, the guy gets up. It was, I think, a couple, and they left. The show wasn't over. And Jimmy just started, he was a professional, and he was doing what he could do. But he was like, yeah, if you don't like my opinion. This was 2 years into running the club. I'm like, they ran out on their check? What? And I'm running in my heels down the streets of Claremont following this couple.
As you should.
To get
You're
my
a
money
vigilante, and
for
they've broken the law.
check. It was like, and I stopped them, and I was like, hey, you didn't pay your check. And they were like, oh, I didn't even say anything about the wine. I just handed them the check. I wanted that money, and I got it. So that was my fun Claremont.
Don't run out on Barbara. She will find you.
But my greatest moment here, I have to say, well, first of all, opening was insane. And everyone keeps asking if opening this place on no money, 0 money, well, money invested from my home and personal money and family money. Thank you to my partner's family members, my own money, my own house. Thank you. And we did it on nothing. Everyone asks, is COVID harder than opening? I get that question a lot. And I actually have to say, in a way, yeah. Because it's like doing business with your hands behind your back is what I like in this, too. At least when we opened, if we messed up, it was our fault. But we didn't, and we did great. And thanks to Rick Champa and Richie Leese and many of the
Josh.
Dugan, Joshua Snyder. I mean, all of the employees
Paul.
over the years. William Nickerson been with us from the beginning. It's all because of the great people that we have. And we couldn't have done it without the great people and, of course, the great community of Burbank. But I do have a funny part to say is that when we opened, Christopher Titus did our first New Year's, which launched us. So that was amazing. And we always said, okay, when would we think that we actually made it as a club? And we always had this joke, my partner and I, Dave, we would say, oh, well, if Gabriel Iglesias comes, we'll have made it. It was always like and then Gabriel Iglesias came. And then it was like, well, if Brad Garrett comes, and we'll make it. And then Brad Garrett came, and then Ray Romano. And then ultimately, a couple of years ago,
Yep, I was
Mr.
there.
Jerry Seinfeld.
I was there, too.
Right there. He
Came.
and I had a conversation.
I sat in the back because I was in
That
the.
was almost as good as the boobs.
Yeah.
Almost as good as the boobs.
I was
And
in the back.
honestly, that's probably, John Cleese was also here and said we reminded him of an early Second City. Great memory. But Seinfeld was like, I was watching him on stage, and then after we went back to the green room, and he ate our salmon, an entire plate. And we actually took a photo of the plate empty with a fork on it because it was just, honestly,
Seinfeld ate
Yeah.
our
And
salmon.
let me
Sold
tell you,
the DNA.
not
And
only
now we're going to have a bunch of little Seinfeld baby comics.
But let me tell you something about that guy, because especially comics watching, he called about it. He was dropping in to practice his Netflix special that came out fairly recently, actually.
About a year and a half ago.
And what's interesting is that comics always complain about, we have to get people to the club to see us. Well, hopefully you're funny and people want to come see you. But Seinfeld actually called an hour before, and I happened to pick up the phone myself, and he said, "Hi, it's Jerry, and I'm coming to," and I'm like, "Hello, it's Barbara Holiday. I know, I'm the owner. I can't wait for you to come." And he's like, "How are ticket sales?" He actually asked, "How are ticket sales?" And I'm like, well, we weren't allowed to say that it was Jerry Seinfeld. It was the Writers of Conan show, and we were popping him in there. And I told him that. I said, well, there's like 24 tickets, and we're not allowed to really, promote you. And he goes, "Just a second." And I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, "Huh?" And then he goes, just a second. I hear clickety-clackety, clickety-clackety. All of a sudden, my phone starts ringing nonstop. And I'm like, "What did you do?" And he says, "I just sent out a tweet." And literally within 10 minutes, the show was sold out. And he
I was
did
one
that.
of the first 24 tickets bought.
Yeah, right.
But that's because the accountant at the time gave me a heads up.
But let me tell you, he did that for us. And that is a cool comic,
That
cool
is a cool
human.
comic.
And he cared. It wasn't about filling the room. He honestly did it to help us. Sure, it's nice to do comedy in a full room, but anybody listening, that's a pro. And thank you very much. And honestly, when we watched him on stage, that was probably, and my partner, I think, as well, pretty top moment.
I
so.
plan on sending out a tweet at the end of this show for my 5 o'clock Zoom.
Okay, and we are running out of time. So I promised we'd stay on time. We actually started on time. I hope you guys enjoyed the new format of all of us on stage. I hope we can stick with this and not get recalled again. But there's no audience here.
Garcetti's furloughed. We're fine.
There's no paid tickets. We're only beverages our own, so we're not giving it out. We're not selling it, and
Paid
we're
nothing
good.
for this.
So
I'm taking a vow of celibacy just to make extra sure.
okay, and if anyone wants to stoop this guy, please text us immediately, and
It's
we will.
Stup, not
Yes.
stoop.
So listen,
Get your Yiddish right.
Laura, thank you so much for joining us. Keep doing
Always.
what you're doing. You look gorgeous, and I can't wait for our next
Thanks.
sale. Paul Moomjean, rocking it with the classes, keeping me too busy teaching, but thank you.
If anyone's watching right now that's interested in classes, we just added a whole bunch of workshops. And so there's a lot of fun workshops. We got a workshop on acting and auditioning coming up. We have next Tuesday, we have using film to get better at your stand-up. We have workshops on how to self-publish, workshops on storytelling, workshops on emceeing here at Flappers. We have 5 this is the most exciting month that I think we have in the sense of new workshops, great workshops. So plus we start all of our classes and we're almost sold out. So you got to go online and check it out.
And the most exciting part is classes are allowed in a venue. So we are going to phase in very slowly some actual physical classes. So if you want to take a class here at Flappers physically, we're doing that. We have a very large room. We can be socially distanced. So, we're 7,000 square feet, for Christ's sake. So
7,000 square feet.
we have enough room.
And the CDC has allowed us to do it as long as there's proper social distancing. So we're looking at what would be the most effective way to do that right now. And so you expect some information in the next week or so.
Yes, and go to Flappers University or flapperscomedy.com and find out more about that. And Josh, House Sparks this weekend, right?
House Sparks
birthday
this weekend.
He's
What
fabulous.
can people get free tickets to our shows?
Yes, if you text Burbank to 76626, you will receive a link where you can either get some free tickets or buy a ticket and help continue to support us and continue to keep us going. So we'll leave that up to you. We don't want to leave anyone out of this celebration. So if you need the free, take the free. But if you can afford to give a little bit, go ahead and give a little.
Yeah, that's what we're asking is just if you can make a donation and you like the comics, you like the show, please just contribute what you can because we're not stopping. We still believe laughter is essential and it's probably the most important thing, and so is free speech. So I hope that you will all continue to believe in that and vote properly in November.
And speaking of free speech, anyone who hates frosting can get the hell out.
Hey, if anybody buys 100 tickets this weekend, I'll bring them a bottle of wine and deliver it myself. An expensive bottle of wine.
Whoa! I hope you guys heard that.
100 tickets,
All right.
not free.
Can we
paid.
go out on the birthday song? I know William knows where it is. Let's see if he can call it up. It's kind of last
Didn't
minute.
somebody
I
during
know.
the festival buy 500 tickets?
We actually, this year, the Burbank Comedy Festival was very, very
Well attended.
effective, meaning it was well attended. We actually sold more tickets to the Burbank Comedy Festival virtually. Whether people actually attended the shows, it's hard to tell because it's a little hard to take attendance in the Zoom room because we're having a lot of volunteers and people helping us with
We know
shows.
that a guy named iPhone watched.
Yes, someone.
iPhone always watches.
iPhone is always
Sometimes
watching.
It's Seth's iPhone. Sometimes it's Deborah's iPhone.
I think that's Jose Barrientos always
Hi,
watching.
Jose. Love it. Well, William's trying to call up the birthday song. If he can't find it quick, we're just going to go out on the
Josh should sing it. Josh should sing it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we already
Right.
sang it, though.
Well, what is
Sing any birthday song.
any
Well,
birthday song?
we have a
Happy,
very
happy birthday.
interesting kids song, but William can't remember the Spotify password. So there you go. Okay, thank you.
Happy birthday, Flappers.
That's the one I wanted. Thank you, William.
Have a happy
Happy birthday.
birthday.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining
Happy,
us.
uh,
Happy
happy
10 years,
birthday.
Flappers. Here's to us.
Yay.
Let's all dance.
The birthday song always goes on too long.
I am dancing.
Yeah, we're dancing.
Many
Again?
more.
They're playing it again.
Oh no, I think
Thanks.
we've had enough birthdays.
Yeah. All right, that's it. And on that,
Cha
we're
cha
out.
cha.
The light's still on.
Lights still on.
Yeah.
All right, lights off.
Well, we need that. So the weird part is, you guys, like you need.
Wait a minute, 10 seconds? 10 seconds.
Right. When they turn it on, there's a lot of stuff to do. Ray's on it, and it's a delay when you press the stream, and it takes like 5 seconds. I'm just telling you so you know why we're doing it, and same at the end. So I'm telling them to do their side first and leave the light